welcome back to another Just 5 Mins. How the devil are you? Um, what have we got this time around? I thought I'd done a podcast on this. Just goes to show my absolutely brilliant memory that I've got. It's called Tailscale, and what is it? Well, it's a networking utility. It's from some Canadian people. I love Canadians. I'm not joking. I'm not taking the mickey. I really do. But they are trusted by a lot of pretty big companies, actually, including Hugging Face and Patreon and quite a few others, actually. But essentially, what it is and what it does and why it's useful is for a personal user. This is totally free. And it lets you create your own networked devices, but not just limited to that. Okay, so essentially what you can do is you can download Tailscale. It's like a little application that on Windows it sits in your little taskbar. You can load it on a Mac as well. Yep. So you can have all of these sort of things, and obviously not forgetting our little lonely friend Linux out there. I'm sorry, that's unfair. That's really unfair, isn't it? But you can also, like I said, you can load it on a Mac. You can load it on your phones, as iOS phone or an Android phone, and essentially it becomes. You can still do your normal browsing. It doesn't interfere with anything like that. But the great thing is, if you want to communicate, say you've got a Mac, a MacBook or whatever, okay, and you take it with you, and you've got a Windows PC back at base, back at home. Obviously, as long as it's switched on and connected to the internet, Tailscale, when it's enabled, will allow you to seamlessly connect. So it's like having your own private VPN. Okay. So all of these devices that you load the Tailscale on will be able to communicate securely. Okay. So that's one good thing. So like I say, you're not limited to the platform. You could literally on an iOS phone or an Android phone essentially connect into your other machines using Tailscale. So that's one use case for a personal. And like I said, when you look at the pricing, just on that part, even from a business sense, it's pretty useful pricing actually. But for personal, it is totally free. Okay, and it's free forever and ever and ever. I was trying to do an echo there, but it didn't work. But you're limited to, up to 3 users, 100 devices, and I love this bit. Sorry, I'm not taking the mickey. It's just the wording. It says access nearly all of Tailscale's features. I like that. I like the idea that it's nearly, not quite. I don't really know which bits are missing. I haven't looked, but all the bits that I have looked at, this is really amazing that they're offering it free, and it's free indefinitely. Okay, so and if you do need more devices, 100 devices not enough. They're 50 cents per month to add on top of that. But again, if there's up to 3 users, so almost. Okay, a small family maybe or whatever, but even on your own, if you've got a main computer, maybe a Mac if you're lucky enough, or the phones, you can basically network them all together in a secure way. Okay, now the other thing that you can do, and even on the free version as well, by the way, it's got a really good admin console. It's so easy to set up this thing. Networking is, usually quite a thing, isn't it? You do need a lot of real sort of knowledge about this, but it really is very straightforward to set this up. And of course, like everything, you can go deeper and set up lots of tweaks of different network settings, but ultimately, it's really straightforward, even for someone like myself who, I've got a conceptual knowledge of how these things work sometimes, but I have no idea of really securing stuff, and this really does help. Okay, I'm not getting paid by them, by the way, these lovely Canadians, but I just think I thought, like I say, I thought I did a podcast about this a long time ago. But the other thing that you can do is it doesn't just stop there. You can communicate between your devices, which is brilliant. Okay, but and by the way, here's another wonderful term that you keep seeing popping up everywhere, don't you? Zero trust, and I'm thinking zero trust. Okay, well, maybe the zero trust bit is just get rid of the humans. Isn't that what's going to help? But anyway, the idea is what I was trying to find, and I've lost it. Really well professional sort of podcast, this, isn't it? But anyway, the idea is you can also it's got remote access, like we've said, but it's also got multi-cloud networking, so you can actually connect into things like AWS, Azure, and stuff like that as well. So if you've got devices up in the cloud, you can also connect those to your Tailscale VPN as well, which is pretty interesting. I'm digging into this, so don't hold me accountable for any of these things that I'm saying right now. Go and have a look yourself. But I think it's brilliant. I do. It's one thing that I forgot for a while, and fortunately sort of remembered a little bit. And I think it was my friend Tim, yet again, Tim Abel, that I think I saw a post saying Tailscale is really good, and I thought, yeah, I've been using that for a while. I should really do a podcast on it. So anyway, it's great. It's free. It's really well thought through. It's Canadian, and like I said, if you've got all those different platforms, you can connect your own basically virtual private network VPN to. So that's what I've got for this time around. So hope you're well. Have a good day or week, and I will catch you on the next one.